Welcome friends to another r/entitled parents video. As always, if you enjoy these videos, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Our first story of the day is by German Big Guy. Sister-in-law wants the good stuff and her boyfriend ended up getting pepper sprayed. So this is about my girlfriend's sister. Yes, we're not related, would be crazy if we were, and not even in-laws yet. Me and my girlfriend talked about all this marriage stuff, but I'm still in nurse practitioner school and she's still a college student, so yeah, maybe in some years. My girlfriend's from a big family, 3 real siblings and 2 half-siblings and 2 step-siblings. So they already accept me kinda as the son-in-law and I really love them, except for her oldest half-sister, the black sheep. The main cast is me, girlfriend is my wonderful girlfriend of nearly 4 years, sister-in-law is her white trash entitled half-sister, mother-in-law is my girlfriend's mom, my maybe future mother-in-law, and a real saint and caring mom, middle-aged neighbor, a big guy with bald head and tattoos, and deadbeat dad, sister-in-law's boyfriend and father of one of her kids. She's got 2. The father of the other is still in jail for possession of an illegal weapon and destruction of property. He seemed to have slashed someone's tires with a switchblade and messed up his car with a hammer and got caught. Real smart dude. So it started 1 month ago, but I know the aftermath since today. So girlfriend and me had a day off together. Kinda rare these days, so we did the whole COVID couple stuff. Mostly cooking together, watching Netflix, and shopping online for some furniture. Yeah, we're an old couple already. But then my girlfriend received a text. She wasn't amused. She told me her sister-in-law wanted to come over to ask me a medical question. I wasn't a fan of that. I hate her guts, and to top that off, I had to put on some pants and leave the couch. Real bad start. Sister-in-law showed up like 20 minutes later. We sat down in the kitchen. I say, "So sister-in-law, what do you need?" She says, well, you know my son broke his arm because he fell down on his skateboard. I say, yeah, I know. I made the cast in the ER, remember? Is there a problem with the cast? She says, oh yeah, no, the cast is fine, but he's in pain. Could you get us some painkillers, from the hospital? Yeah, it's an open secret that some nurses or doctors sneak some stuff out of the hospital, but I rarely do. I say, we've got some ibuprofen. She says, no, that doesn't work. I want the good stuff, morphine or oxycodone. And then things went south. Morphine and oxy are some of the hardest painkillers there are. They can harm your body if you take them on a regular basis, and they're prescriptions only and used in emergency medicine. They can be addictive and morphine can make you high. In Germany, we have drug laws, kind of strict. So possession or dealing with prescription drugs without prescription is the same as dealing drugs. My girlfriend directly knew what her sister-in-law want. What I didn't know was sister-in-law has a past of drugs and booze, and deadbeat dad also has a past of drugs, alcohol, and violence. Deadbeat dad was in juvenile detention at 16 for the first time for some months, and then at 17 again, both times possession of drugs. He was on probation that time. He served 18 months in prison and was on probation. What was he in for? Dealing with drugs and possession of an illegal weapon. He had some brass knuckles, illegal in Germany. Girlfriend says, are you serious? You ask my boyfriend to deal drugs for your moronic boyfriend? The sister-in-law said, how are you talking about the father of your nephew? We are family. He should help us. We don't want to take it, just sell it, and his supplier isn't available right now. I say just get out. Sister-in-law says, you let him talk to your sister that way? Girlfriend says get out. That was one of the rare occasions my soon-to-be elementary school teacher girlfriend yelled in someone's face. She's more of an introvert, shy, and has kind of a high girl's voice, but darn. I nearly messed my pants when she was yelling at her. Sister-in-law was dumbfounded and caught off guard. She left and yelled, we're gonna be sorry about this. We cooled down, ate dinner, and continued watching Amazon Prime for the evening. The end? No. We were in bed as someone pounded at our door and was screaming. It was deadbeat dad. Deadbeat dad yelled, come out, you dumb idiot. You don't get to talk to my woman like that. I know you're home. I opened the door and said, what do you want, you dumb white trash? Deadbeat dad stopped because I literally ripped the door open and said, you disrespected my wife. Apologize to her and get me some oxy or I will kick your fat butt. So deadbeat dad is about my height, around 185 centimeters, but one of these skinny tall dudes. I'm a tall and a bit fat dude. He shall not pass. He tried to enter our place, but now my sport experience kicks in. I played American football since I was a teen. In the youth team, I was center/guard, so I have some experience with blocking people from getting to our precious quarterback, or girlfriend here. Sister-in-law also yelled at me, but I couldn't understand what she was yelling. I was busy keeping that junkie out. I hear a click behind me, then a spray noise, like a hairspray. But it wasn't. It smelled funny. Kinda like old smoke or some strange plastic. Deadbeat dad started yelling and put his hands in front of his face. My girlfriend had ran to her purse and grabbed the pepper spray I bought her because she got assaulted once at a train station waiting for her train. Deadbeat dad started swearing at my girlfriend. Now the whole hallway was awake. Our neighbors poked their heads out of their apartments. In our unit, there were 4 places down the hallway. They seemed to wake up middle-aged neighbor. So he threw sister-in-law and deadbeat dad out, asked us if we were okay, and we nodded. That night, I didn't sleep in fear deadbeat dad may come back with some friends. While my girlfriend slept, I sat in the kitchen with my baseball bat, sipping coffee and being ready to smash deadbeat dad's darn head in. But they left for good. Aftermath. So I didn't call the cops that night. My girlfriend asked me not to call the cops because she's a family harmony person and it would be worse. But then my future mother-in-law came to the rescue. My girlfriend called mother-in-law that same night and told her everything. Mother-in-law lost her stuff. Deadbeat dad dealing drugs with her grandson around? Sister-in-law's other son, the one with dad in jail, is living with his grandparents. It's better that way. Mother-in-law called the cops, CPS, and some other numbers. Police gathered enough evidence to raid their place, and, well, they found drugs and cash. Well, his probation was gone, and he now has a new case against him. Mother-in-law took sister-in-law's son in. Sister-in-law was also arrested for resisting arrest and being a partner in crime. Mother-in-law still sees sister-in-law as her daughter, but now got way stricter. Sister-in-law doesn't have a stable job. She was mostly working in retail and loses her job every now and then. Girlfriend cut contact with sister-in-law for now, and we got some extra locks for our door. So yeah, be careful with the family of your significant other. Every family has its black sheep, and sometimes they're drug abusing and dealing white trash half-sisters of your girlfriend who want oxy from you. While I think OP's advice at the end is good advice, I feel like it might be a little niche. That said, if you found yourself in a difficult situation like this, would you hesitate to call the police on family? Let me know in the comments down below. This next story is by Elephant Explosion. Ma'am, I'm not on the clock. I haven't even started my first day. So my orientation at a large retailer was Friday and yesterday, Monday, and was my first day of training, where I was basically sat on the computer for several hours, several meaning 8. I've not spent one day out on the floor working yet. I wasn't even wearing a name badge or anything that had the company name on it. I was wearing a black t-shirt, black jeggings, and sneakers with a gray hoodie on. I come out of the back room into the store after 8 hours of very tedious, annoying computer training. As I come out of the back room, which is by the back bathrooms, there's a mother fussing with what her looks to be 3-year-old daughter. The kid doesn't want to go in the bathroom, and there is what looks to be an 8-year-old standing near the bathroom, bouncing up and down. From what I could make out of the argument as I was coming out of the back room, I suppose the 3-year-old didn't want to go in the bathroom, and the 8-year-old had to go, and for whatever reason, I guess the mother couldn't just let the 8-year-old go in the bathroom by herself. So as I'm walking out of the back room door, the mother yells at me, "Ma'am." I break my stride and kind of freeze from the sheer volume of her yelling, and I look confused at her as heck. Well, are you just going to stand there looking like a slur for a disabled person here? Or are you going to help me? I just stand there for a second and say, huh? She makes a noise that I can only describe as an angry motorcycle and then says, "Idiot, you work here, right? You come out of the door the workers come out of." I just glared at her because I really was not in the mood today. Then I proceeded to just walk away because this was not the day. Then this absolute psychopath starts to follow me, apparently just abandoning her 3-year-old sitting in the cart. Her saying, "Hello, hello, hello, what are you doing?" "I'm leaving, what does it look like?" I say in the most annoyed of tones. She says, "You can't go home, I need help." I say, "Sounds like a you problem." She says, "But I'm the customer, and you work here and you have to help me." After this lady had followed me for a good 20 feet away from her child, I stopped, more worried that she was going to keep following me and just abandon her child there to get hurt. I stopped to try and get her to stop following me for her child's sake. I ask, do I have a name badge on? Am I wearing a uniform? She says, well, you came out of the employee room. I say, do I have a badge? Am I wearing a vest? She says, no, but then I don't have to do anything for you. Leave me alone. And I kept walking. I did make sure I heard her walking back to the cart though, to make sure she didn't just absolutely abandon her child in it. This is why you always should just start with, do you work here? Because if they say no, then you have your answer and that ends the entire problem. Though to be fair, even if you said no, a lot of these kinds of people just assume you're lying to them altogether for some really reason I can't explain. And our final story of the day is by Warrior White, entitled Mother Gives Me Literal Crap on Christmas. 4 years ago, I managed a chain of sub shops in the Pacific Northwest. This story happened on Christmas Day. Our boss liked having the stores open from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on holidays. Usually it was slow enough, only one worker was needed to run the shop. Since I don't celebrate Christmas, I volunteered to cover the Xmas Day shift so my staff could spend the day with family. The day went by very slowly. I got maybe 1 to 3 customers an hour. Most were people without holiday plans or picking up food for pre-dinner. It was about 3 p.m. when the entitled mother and her husband came in. Entitled mother was holding a very small, very fussy baby. The husband ordered the food and they all sat down at one of our booths. A mother and teen son came in right after them. They also sat to eat their food. Since it was so slow, I was using that day to get some overdue maintenance done in the back. I was assembling a new chip rack to replace our old rickety one when I heard a knock on the door to the kitchen. I opened the door to see the teenage son standing there. He leaned in and said, "Sorry to bother you, but that couple with the baby, well, she's changing the diaper right there on the table." I step out into the lobby. Sure enough, entitled mother has her baby lying on one of the tables changing him. She had nothing underneath him, so his bare bum was on the tabletop. It was also very clearly a number 2. The smell was awful. The teen went back to his mother, who was rapidly gathering up the remainders of her food. She looked very green. I approached entitled mother. "Hello, ma'am. I don't mean to be rude, but you can't change your child's diaper on the table." Entitled mother gives me a scathing look. "Why not?" I say, "Because this is the dining room of a restaurant. It's unhygienic to have fecal matter where people eat." She says, "Well, I have to change him here. You don't have a changing table in the bathroom." Our bathroom is tiny. It only has enough room for a toilet and sink. No room for a changing station to fold down. I say, "I'm sorry about that, ma'am. Our bathroom is too small for one. But that doesn't make it okay to change a poopy diaper in front of people who are trying to eat." The teen and his mother had just fled out the door after throwing away most of their unfinished food. She says, "Well, then where was I supposed to change him?" I say, "Most mothers change them in the backseat of their car." Entitled mother with a look of horror said, "I can't change him there. I'll get poop all over my seats." I say, "So instead, you chose to get poop all over our tables?" Entitled mother starts shouting how she just wanted to change her baby, it was our fault for not having a changing table, etc. I told her she's welcome to finish changing her baby. I told her I would bring a bucket of sanitizer so she can clean off the table. I intended to drag that table into the back kitchen after she left to give it a thorough, heavy-duty sterilization with bleach. Entitled mother said, "It's not my job to clean your tables." At this point, I just wanted this lady gone. I told her to finish up, and I'll take care of the table. I went back to the kitchen to get cleaning supplies and make a bucket of strong sanitizer water. I could hear entitled mother complaining to her husband in the lobby. She only stopped ranting when they finally left. I came out of the kitchen to drag the table back in. That's when I saw what entitled mother had left for me. Entitled mother had taken the dirty diaper and placed it open, dirty side down on the table. It looks like she had smeared it around in circles too. There was literal poop smears all over the table. She also took all the wet wipes she used to clean the baby and had thrown them all over the floor. Her husband had used a pen to write "Merry freaking Xmas" on a napkin and left it on his table along with all of his trash. It was beyond disgusting. I dragged the table outside to the parking lot and tried hosing it down by dumping buckets of hot water on it. I had to wrap it in trash bags and stored it in the back room. I didn't feel confident that I could ever make it food safe again. I called up my boss and told him what happened and that I was closing up early. We watched the security footage a few days after Christmas when the boss came around next. You could literally see the mother scooping up the diaper and smearing it in circles on the table. We ended up throwing away that table. Worst holiday shift ever. OP goes on to clarify that they never banned her or called the cops. They said they never saw the person before and they didn't see the person again. So likely there probably just wasn't enough of a chance to do something like that. Which is unfortunate because to me, I think this is definitely some kind of biohazard contamination thing that's quite deserving of some kind of offense. But with that being said, that's a wrap on another bunch of stories here today. As always, if you guys have any favorite videos of this bunch, let me know which one in the comments down below and why. And if you enjoyed the stories in general, if you could subscribe to this channel, it'd mean a lot to me. I make these videos daily, and it's by far and away the best way to support my channel. So no matter what you did, whether it was subscribing or liking, leaving a comment, I just appreciate the heck out of you guys. And as always, I'll be back tomorrow with even more stories right here on the Storytime channel.